Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's been almost a year, a little more than a year, in fact, since my last video on this channel. And there have been some hindrances, some roadblocks in the process of my regular release of videos. Well, I put that behind me now. So I'll be back with a new video every 2 weeks. And I'll be addressing different aspects of running a business, marketing, sales, leadership, other items of interest for a business owner. So for those of you who don't know me, who are watching this for the first time, my name is Ashok Kumar Balagangadharan, and I run this company called Profit 360. I come from a background of over 3 decades as a business owner. I was into manufacturing for a while, then I did a stint as an agency, running an agency, so selling for commission. Then we actually did some distribution of some products. So I've gone through a whole range of challenges which a small business owner encounters during this journey. And now here I am as a business coach, trying to help other small business owners like myself, people who may be undergoing some of these challenges right now, people who may not have any of those challenges right now, but they can benefit from what I share to avoid being trapped in those situations as and when they come up. They can be aware of them and try and avoid the issues. That's the idea of my sharing on my videos. So if you like what you see here, please do hit the like button, subscribe to this channel to stay informed. As all these video channel people say, hit that bell icon to get notified of a new video. I promise to release a new video every 2 weeks. And refer this video, share this with your friends if you find something useful here. So let's dive into the matter right now. So what are we going to talk about today? I thought I'll talk about one subject which is very often not spoken about much to business owners. That's the topic of leadership. Now, every business owner is a boss by default. But how many are leaders? What's the little difference between a boss and a leader? No, a boss just tells you what to do. He gives you instructions. Maybe he gives you a procedure of how to carry out those instructions, and then that's it. You do it. You got so much time. You report to me when you're finished. That's it. Instructions, you have them there. Perhaps it's a written instruction, perhaps it's a video, whatever. A leader, on the other hand, is someone who facilitates your journey, who inspires you to actually own that role which you have taken up and helps you perform it even better than what's laid out in the manual, who helps you bring your own individuality to playing that role, to executing that task. You don't deviate from the process, you follow the process, but you bring your own individuality to it. There's a difference there. So a leader will typically try to show you how it's done, maybe demonstrate with examples, so that you get a better understanding of how you're supposed to play a certain role. It's a big difference, noticeable only when you interact with the leader closely. So the leader has to take the time to interact with his subordinates, understand their strengths and weaknesses, and help them leverage those strengths for the benefit of the organization. And having spotted the weakness, help them to overcome or gradually rise above those weaknesses, so that they will gradually become things of the past and they'll become more well-rounded personalities. Now, what will happen as a result is after 3 or 4 years, these people will be much better individuals than they were when they joined you, and they'll probably end up leaving your organization in search of greener pastures, meaning better pay in a bigger organization. Don't regret that. Don't hold back on your leadership skills in the hope that these guys will not leave you. No one is going to stay with you forever. The cycle of coming and joining and leaving is going to be there forever. It's part of the scenario today. So while you have people working for you, make sure you extract the best productivity from them by giving them an atmosphere that is conducive for them to grow and showcase their skills and leverage those skills for the benefit of your organization. That's what leadership is all about. So this John Maxwell, a famous business coach, says there are 5 levels of leadership. So the first level is called positional leadership. You become a leader by virtue of the position you hold at that point of time. Typically, someone who is appointed to a post by the governing body or somebody, okay, you hold this chair for a year or 2 years or whatever. This is a position granted to that person for some time. And these are the people who most often display the characteristics of positional leadership. They don't really show the nicer or the finer aspects of leadership. They merely exercise the authority that is given to them by virtue of that position and tell their subordinates what to do. Some of them may take the extra step to make those subordinates like what they do or understand why they are doing what they do, etc. But most of the time, positional leadership, which is the lowest form of leadership, sometimes these people are holding such positions for the very first time. They are not used to the authority, so they don't know how to wield it. They end up behaving like a boss, just like a boss. So that's positional leadership. Nothing wrong there. You have to use your positional status to get things done. You can't avoid it. But it is the way you use it that makes a difference, that differentiates between just a boss or someone with leadership skills. The second level is called permission. So here, by virtue of your expertise, perhaps, or by virtue of your experience, or by virtue of the number of people you have led earlier, by virtue of things you have done, you gain the permission of people under you to lead them. They automatically say, okay, this guy is qualified to lead us. This guy knows more than us. This guy can teach us a lot. Let's learn from him or her. I'm using him just because it's easier. There's no gender discrimination here. So it's just a fair way of speaking. So that's permission leadership. So the people below you look up to you as someone with more knowledge than them or someone who knows a little more than them, and they thereby grant you the permission to tell them what to do or how to do a certain task or set of tasks. But here you have the pressure of constantly ensuring that you actually know more than them, because there could be some people there who are also experts in the same subject and who may think, okay, this is all, I also know all these things, so why should I listen to this guy? So you won't always find 100% following. For that matter, no leader will get 100% following. So you have to accept that as well. Not everyone who is below you will view you in the same way. You are going to have people who talk behind your back, bad about you, who don't respect you, all that stuff. But you have to learn to take it in your stride. That is part of being a leader. If you're going to take offense at every little perceived slight or perceived lack of respect that comes your way, you're not actually a leader. So be aware of that. Avoid that trap. So that is permission. The permissional leader is slightly better than a positional leader because he doesn't, even if he doesn't have position, just by virtue of what he knows and the way he tells people what to do, he becomes a leader. That's permissional leadership. The third is the most commonly seen form of leadership the most commonly people will commonly aspire to become this leader. Most leaders are benchmarked at this level. That's called production leadership, where you are able to produce the desired results for the organization. You may be a middle level manager, so the ones above you will judge you based on the results you produce down the line. They depend on you to implement the policies that they have envisioned for the company and make the employees follow those policies and procedures and become more productive, making the company more profitable. So for this, the higher level managers have to have the permission to lead you, and they should also be able to guide you to give results. So they also have to be people who are at the production level of leadership. This is, as I said, the most common. This is something everybody should aspire to be, because at the end of the day, as a leader, you're always measured by the results you produce. What change do you bring? What improvement did you bring? How did the organization grow under your leadership? How did your subordinates behave under you? Did they like you? Did they respond to your every request? Were they willing to go the extra mile to make sure that the targets that you had set, not really your targets, it's the company's targets, but were you able to inspire them to treat those targets as their own targets and work? These are the kind of things a production level leader is judged by. So ideally, this should be your first level, which you should aspire to be. Focus on getting to this level where you are able to extract what you want from your subordinates, not by simply ordering them, but by raising their levels of involvement and raising their levels of ownership of the job they have been assigned to do. Now we come to the fourth level. The fourth level is called people development, people leadership. So this level is where you focus on others becoming leaders. You are actually creating more leaders under you. So this comes to a slightly better, a more senior or a more experienced leader, a more involved leader who understands that the best way to grow is by creating more people like himself or herself in the organization who are equally involved and equally adaptive and equally inclined to take ownership of the organizational goals. So when you have 4 or 5 people below you in the hierarchy, position-wise, but with a similar mindset of ownership of the job, ownership of the company's goals, things suddenly start moving faster. Deadlines are met earlier. Challenges are overcome more easily. Bottlenecks come and then vanish as quickly as they come. Why? Because you are able to inspire your team to develop that team spirit, that cooperation, that collaboration, and lack of jealousy among each other. All these things contribute a lot to an organization's growth. When one department is constantly thinking the other department should not get so much attention, so they're worried more about the attention this guy is getting other than what they are doing. They should understand that everything is complementary, everything is linked. You just do your job well, let them take care of their job. And this is how it's going to grow. If the people heading those respective departments are on this page, they will then be able to inspire people down the line only if they are also of this mindset. So they have to be of your own mindset. So they have to be people leaders, people who can inspire people down the line to work for a common goal and accordingly mold their behavior. So behavior in the workspace is very, very important. If you have people who are constantly looking to pull the other person down, you're not going to have a progressive and productive workplace. You'll be spending more time solving those problems than actually growing the organization. Which is why developing leadership skills in an organization is so important. Even if you have only 5 employees, even if you have only 2 employees, grow their leadership skills, help them become involved in the organizational activities, help them understand why they have to go the extra mile to help the company grow, how it benefits them. Monetarily, also, it should benefit. Of course, they should get paid and rewarded for that. But as a person, how they evolve as that, you should recognize them and showcase to them how they've grown. You were here 1 year ago. Today, you're able to do this. Congratulations. Give them a small reward. Recognize them. They'll feel happy. As I said, they may leave you after a while, but they will leave as a better person. And you also would have become a better person because in growing their skills and developing their personality, you have also grown as a leader. So you have to be aware that when we help others to grow, we are also going to grow. I'll share a small story about this. That just something came to my mind. But before that, let me finish the fifth level of leadership. This is something most of us can only aspire to be. Very few are going to reach there. It's called Pinnacle. Obviously, it is the topmost form. So it's called Pinnacle leadership. Pinnacle leadership is when you really don't have to do anything. The mere mention of your name is going to bring people to follow you. People like political leaders, gurus, big coaches. Just the mere mention of their name invites a whole set of followers to listen to their webinar or go to where they are talking, attend their events. People just follow them because they are who they are. They have created an aura around themselves of so much of knowledge and compassion and care and all that. People just follow them. So they will typically have a lot of people leaders below them to ensure that the followers are taken care of and nurtured and grow and all that stuff. So where should we all be as normal business owners? We should aspire to first reach number 3, production leadership, and then elevate ourselves to number 4, people leadership, where we create more leaders like ourselves, who will then take care of the organization, where we can actually delegate authority and we can go and spend a week off for a vacation without feeling guilty about it, and come back and give them a week off for having taken care of the business in our absence. Remember, it's not just about us, it's also about the team. So now, coming to that little story, this is something I heard recently and which I had also shared in I'm part of a business networking group, so I had shared there. So those of you who are there, you already know. This is just a story, but it tells something about leadership. So on the first day of school, number 9 ran up to number 8, gave him a tight slap. So immediately number 8, what happened? Why did you slap me? What did I do wrong? Number 9 said, I'm bigger than you, so I can slap you. So number 8 said, oh, okay. And he ran and gave number 7 a slap. So soon the entire compound was reverberating with slaps. So 9 was beating 8, 7, 6, 5. Everyone below him he could go and beat. 8 accordingly ran out to seek out all those below him, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, etc. Seeing all this commotion, 0 quickly ran and hid himself in a corner. Tried to hide, let us say, but ran away from sight, from the open. This is the smallest number, right? One saw it, 0 running, started going in the same direction. By then, 2 stopped and gave 1 a slap. 1 took it, but then before the rest came, he went and quickly ran and sat beside 0. He told 0, 0, don't worry, I'm not going to slap you. He went and sat next to 0 so that they became 10. He sat to the right of 0. So when you see them, you have 1 and 0, which means they are 10. That makes them the biggest number, so nobody can touch them. So then all the others came close, they saw that there's 10 sitting here and quickly retreated because they thought 10 will now come and beat them. But they did no such thing. So then zero asked one. Everybody was so busy enjoying bashing up those below them. How come you alone came and sat here and decided to do this, made me bigger by sitting next to me? So one said, my dear friend, greatness is not measured by your size. It's measured by what you do for others. So likewise, a person's leadership or greatness is not measured by his position, not by his power, not by his age or by his wealth. It's measured by his thoughts, his knowledge, his humility, and his ability to uplift others. So with that, let me end this video today. As I said at the beginning, if you liked what you saw, please share this video with others. Please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. I will be releasing a fresh video every 2 weeks from here on. And if you found this useful, please share this video with someone so that they also can benefit from what I say. So until next time, take care, stay safe. Bye-bye.